Victor Motune is the community editor of The Voice newspaper. He joins us from our central London studio. Afternoon to you. Thank you very much for being with us. I mean, it's been a tumultuous couple of days. I just wanted to get your reflections at the end of it about whether you feel that kind of, justice finally done and it maybe kind of is generally helpful, what has happened.
I think, as Doreen Lawrence said, the most important thing is that it's a partial sense, it's a partial justice, because no sentence, no conviction can ever make up for the loss of a child. But certainly, today's convictions do go some way towards a sense of closure, and I think that can only be a good thing. As to the sort of the wider picture, I mean, certainly one of the things that we have done, as a newspaper, we tested reader opinion. We had an online poll of 1,000 voice readers. 84% felt that even though there was a conviction, and that's seen as a very, very positive result, 84% felt that race relations hadn't really changed. And I think that's a very damning indictment on the latest set of events.
One of the reports I saw last night had our Home Affairs editor, Mark Easton, kind of in Eltham 19 years ago when he was doing the original story and putting it to a group of black kids, listen, one of the recommendations is that you should join the police force, and they all fell about laughing. And it was kind of one of those striking clips, and I just wonder whether today there would be the same reaction.
Sadly, I would have to agree. I mean, I think one of the reasons why there is perhaps a cynicism and certainly is reflected in the results of the poll is that at the moment we still have a huge problem of a disproportionate use of stop and search. And at the end of that disproportionate use of stop and search by police officers are young black men. There's also been a really huge issue about the whole issue of deaths in custody. Last year we saw thousands of people in communities in Birmingham and London turn out and protest against the deaths of people like Kingsley Burrell in Birmingham, Dimitri Fraser and Smiley Culture, the reggae singer. So, there is that sense that despite all the huge optimism that we had post the Macpherson report that race relations were in fact getting better, and the big national debate that we had about how race relations could get better, there is just this really strong feeling that actually there's still a long way to go.
What is your perception? I mean, you've given me the view from within the black community, and you've talked about the sort of polling that your magazine has done. And what about on the other side of the community? I mean, it was striking here yesterday, a lot of people texting, mainly anonymously, saying, you know what, this is a scandal that these guys have been sent to prison so long after. This is just, it's the race relations industry running our country.
I think to really answer that question, I think you've really got to look at the very people who drove this story in the first place, which was the Lawrence family. What you had in the Lawrence family, like many other families in the black community, was a very hard-working, very law-abiding family, very ambitious for their children, as many other citizens of this country, and crucially expecting the same protection under the law that any other citizen has a right to expect. And they didn't get that. And I think that certainly one of the reasons that the story has such a big emotional resonance in the black community is that there were many other Lawrence families, many families who'd gone through the same experience as the Lawrences had had. Obviously, this became a cause célèbre, and everyone, I think, had rallied around it. So, certainly it's great that we've got justice. That's absolutely fantastic. But like I said, I think the fact that they didn't get that protection under the law, and that it actually did take such a long time to get justice, I think certainly there is a feeling of a bittersweet feeling, if you like.
OK, Victor Motune, thank you very much indeed for being with us. Very good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.